cents a gallon. Fairly reasonable.
And did you ever go to? Did I think back then? Did they have that? Did they have what they considered Aggieville, which is where?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
At Aggieville, yeah.
Was that Kites Bar back then? You remember Kites Bar and Grill or whatever?
The only thing I remember about Aggieville, they had a restaurant that had good food. And quite often I would go up for my evening meal, walk up there. But and I would eat my noon meal downtown. Uh, I don't remember the rest. There was a restaurant right on Points
Yeah, Points.
Points Avenue, which was right at the edge of downtown, about 2 blocks from where I worked, and I ate my noon meal there quite a bit. And I got a room where and I got my breakfast and most of my evening meals. And she was a good cook, so it was great. But we didn't have air conditioning. We didn't have air conditioning in the office.
Did you have to wear a suit and tie?
In the wintertime, I would. In the summertime, I had usually wore just shirt and a tie. But it was a New Deal thing that FDR started, because farmers were needing to borrow money, and that's all we loaned to was farmers. And I know in Atchison, we had Atchison County, Leavenworth County, Brown County, Nemaha County, Jackson County, that area that we served. And in Manhattan, I don't remember what all the counties that we served, but Riley County, and we had I can't remember the name of the town now, that once a week, one of us would go up there to meet farmers.
Now, back to like when you're more childhood or younger or later years of still living at home. So George left first when he got married.
Yeah.
And then Mary and Jeanette still lived at home.
Yeah. They, so far as I know, they all lived there.
Then Mary left and went to. She was teaching, and then she.
She would teach from home. She would drive a car to school every day.
And she taught where? Before college, she taught.
She taught Nossinger, which was a one-room country school.
Nossinger.
And then at Arrington, which was a two-room school.
This was before she went to college.
Yes. And she saved her money and decided that if she was going to teach, she'd better get a degree. So she went to Teachers College at Emporia just for 1 year. But she had gone to summer school every summer. So I don't know, she probably had
enough credits.
Yeah, and then when she taught that 1 year she went to school that 1 year at Emporia and decided she was going to teach some more. She got a certificate that I'm not sure, but I think she said something where there was a lifetime certificate that she could teach. And she was at Brush Creek. I've forgotten the name of the guy now, but he knew Dad. And he knew that Mary was ready to teach again, so he came down and said, I want you at Brush Creek. And she taught there for, I don't know.
Where's Brush Creek?
It was south of Horton. It was a one-room school.
Better money though after she got
Oh, yes.
more students, better money.
Right. And also, it was a very modern country school. Most of them didn't have electricity or anything. But this one had electricity and a telephone, and they did the janitor work. Most of the one-room school teachers had to do their own janitor work.
So she got in with a good school.
Yeah. And the name Weber, Mr. Weber, I think his dad was in Manhattan the same time Dad was. And
College friends.
yeah, and
He helped get her a job.
and he knew Dad, and he says, I want her because her dad was a wonderful guy, and of course, and I think it was his dad, Mr. Weber at Manhattan, in the college there, that offered Dad a job when he graduated. But Dad, no, he's had 320 acres out. He was going to farm.
What were the main things your dad raised, real quick?
Wheat and corn and oats, and then he raised somewhere along the way soybeans were getting popular, so he planted some soybeans. And then he got to thinking, well, how am I going to harvest them? So he built his own little thing with a reel on it that when the beans were ripe, it would thing go around and knock the beans into a harbor.
So he built his own
Yeah.
harvester
Yeah,
for beans.
for beans.
Did he also raise a lot of livestock, you said?
Yes,
What were the main kind of animals?
he raised